Hi everybody, today I'm going to be talking about being modified and employed. Now, a common question I've been asked / insulted over time is how someone who looks like me can be employed full-time in a well-paid job. And it's quite amusing how the notion of modified and employed being in the same sentence can literally blow someone's mind. And not in a good way. I've had countless insults from people saying, oh, you'll never get a job looking like that, it's disgusting that my taxpayers' money's being spent on somebody like you, I bet you work in the circus, you must have a piercing job. Now, there is so much stigma attached to being modified and working, and truth is, over time, it has been difficult for people who are modified to gain full-time employment. However, times have changed recently and a lot of companies are becoming a bit more open to the notion of having somebody who has tattoos or piercings. Now, my story is that I've been working full-time for 6 years now and I have never had an issue with my image in my workplace, ever. Now, granted, for me to get onto the working ladder, I did have to conform. And this is a sad reality for a lot of people. All I can say to you is that there is no shame in part-time conforming. I got my first job at 19 in a care home and I put retainers in all of my piercings. I wore a black human hair wig and I wore glasses. And for about 6 months I stuck to this disguise of mine until someone turned around and said to me, you don't need to do that. And it was okay for me to have my piercings, and it was okay for me to show my tattoos, and hell, it was okay for me to have my pink hair. Now, what I did was I stuck in this shitty minimum wage care home job for about 2.5 years. I got my MVQ, and then I applied to work at MacLeod in Witham, and based on the fact that I had been an acting senior for well over a year, I had MVQ, I had all this experience behind me, they gave me the job on the spot. And then within a month of being at work at MacLeod, I became a site lead, which is like the next promotion up on nights. And, you know, worked my way up there. And then I got offered my job now, where I work for a foyer. And I'm a night support worker. And I work for an organisation which is quite well known, and they too have no issues with my tattoos or piercings or my pink hair. The people I support, they don't have issues either. So the next person who wants to say, oh, you know, you'll never get a job, motherfucker, I got one. I can't help but wonder if people forget about logic and the fact that modifications cost money. And when people are on job seekers, for example, they don't get a lot of money. I sure as fuck couldn't afford modifications when I was on job seekers. Hell, being full-time employed, I can barely afford my modifications now. Yeah, just, stupid. But the whole point I wanted with this video was to say is that no matter what you look like, you can get employment. But it's all about how you sell yourself and what it is you're aiming for. Now, my career path has been something that's involved transferable skills, so it's things that either naturally come to me or things I've picked up from my work that I can then transfer onto my next job. So I've always worked with people, I've worked in support roles, in care roles. I'm naturally a very caring person, so that comes quite naturally from me. So employers during interview, they don't see this, they don't see these, they see Paige, who is trained in this and is actually very empathetic and, you know, can comfort you and makes a really good cup of tea. So whatever job you're going for, just be yourself, and whatever transferable skills you've got in yourself, bring it forward in interviews so it shines through. The next point is don't be afraid to conform temporarily. Now, I know how much hard work it is to get this fabulous coloured hair, so buy a wig. You only need to wear it for what? 8 hours a day, maybe, if that. Piercings, put a retainer in it. Get yourself Bioplast push fit and then you can just change the tops when you get home. And tattoos, naturally, if you haven't worked yet or you still need experience or you're not quite in a job yet where it's long term and your employees don't have an issue, do not get visible tattoos. And I'm talking things like knuckles, face, neck, things like that. Stick for ones you can cover. Because there is a strong possibility, as much as we're fighting for change in our, in our industry and our society to be accepted, there is a chance, not everybody's going to like you, and even more so, not everybody's going to like your modifications. So cover up. going for interview, maybe limit your piercings down if you've got quite a few. But once again, if your personality shines through, odds are you'll still get that job. So yeah, that is the general gist of being modified and employed, is that you can be. There is no reason why you can't be. And finally, my biggest pet peeve is someone who is modified who refuses to get work because they won't be accepted. Oh, well, you know, I'd rather not have a job than take my piercings out. Fucking grow up. Seriously. If you cannot find work and your modifications are stopping you for whatever reason, either hide them or take them out. I would not hesitate to remove my piercings if it meant going for a job that I really wanted or I really needed. Now, if a job rejected me based on my qualifications, if they weren't strong enough or I was overqualified, then fine, that job isn't for me. But if it's to do with my image, once again, you can wear a wig, you can cover tattoos up, you can hide piercings. If you're flat out refusing to take them out because they're not understanding you, then you're not old enough to have those piercings in the fucking first place. Grow the fuck up. Seriously. Biggest pet peeve, done. I feel better now. But seriously guys, we're adults. The moment you turn 16 or 18, depending on what modification you're getting, that was your kind of sign up to say that you're grown up now. And growing up means not living out of mummy and daddy's pocket. It means getting a job and earning your money and saving up and putting down your 50 quid deposit for a tattoo in 4 months time and getting your tattoo done. So yeah, for all of you guys who are currently job hunting and are modified, I wish you mega luck. Fingers crossed for you. Like I said, just be yourself. That's all you need to be. And yeah, that is all. Sayonara guys.